Lineage Eternal has been in development for a very long time now, but the gameplay shown is definitely something that we should all be very excited about. But I want to bring up the fact that Lineage Eternal has a lot of hype to build up to, and I want to know where it's going to place itself once it's released. Now, there is a lot of information that seems to be thrown around, and we're not really sure how much of it is still really true to the newest build of Lineage Eternal. So, I want to go over some of the interesting concepts that NCSoft has been putting into Lineage Eternal, and then we'll kind of just go from there. Well, apparently from everything that I have seen about this Eternal system that they're calling it, is it's going to be a dynamic system that allows the player to choose between 13 different unique heroes, and then they condense it down to a party of 4, which is called the Eternal Team. This is where the confusion seems to come into play, because from what I've read is there's only going to be one Eternal on the screen at a time, but a team is still made up of 4 like I said. So it's apparently supposed to work as it's kind of like a tag team system, so I'm guessing you can freely switch between the 4 heroes while you are exploring throughout the world or a dungeon or some sorts. Leveling up your Eternals will also level up the Eternal Team, which will give you specialization points that you can later distribute into personalizing your Eternal Team. And once you reach certain levels for your Eternal Team, they're going to grant you special features or special powers of some sort that you can use throughout the game. It is also a possibility to gem and evolve your Eternal skills. That's going to personalize them even further, but I'm not really sure if it's more of an aesthetic type of system or if it's going to actually make the skills stronger. Although it sounds like it's kind of a mess right now, we really don't know or understand how the system is going to work until we really play the game or see some more footage of it. But if this system has taken over, then it is possible that the old build of the game's system for classes has been totally scrapped. Now, don't quote me on that, but like I said, it is a possibility. In my opinion, I see the Eternal system as something that could be really refreshing for an online action RPG or some sort of dungeon crawler, but it could also become a really big headache if the tag team system is not fluid or easy to switch between heroes when you're tackling a dungeon or something. The dungeon system is really cool, and the designs for these dungeons and maps are absolutely immersive and they're really dynamic. Back in 2014, they showed off some gameplay exposing how each floor or layer of a dungeon will and could be unique each time, which is something that I wish more and more action RPGs or dungeon crawlers would actually make a standard so that the games would not feel so stale. Although some people want to know the exact layer or layout of the map every time so they can quickly clear the room, I actually enjoy a fresh experience each time so that I don't find myself becoming too complacent and then end up getting bored with the game. There is also a dungeon that offers this some sort of lawless zone where you're able to freely PK with people, and that's going to be filled with up to 200 people within the zone, which I could presume there to be a lot of PvP in this zone, obviously. And the good thing is, there's still going to be a final boss, which is called the Behemoth. I'm hoping to see a couple of other zones that kind of play like this zone, maybe a little bit differently, just so there's not only one zone where we can partake in this type of system or feature. I think this zone could potentially play a really cool role in Guild Wars, and if not, maybe even some small battles to medium-sized PvP battles. Ideas like this one that bring together both PvE and PvP content are pretty tough to balance due to how much is going on, because you have PvE that you need to balance, but you also have PvP that you need to balance, and doing both at the same time is very hard. We often see it with a lot of multiplayer games or MMOs, and they kind of fail at doing it. But if it is a structured layout for the dungeon, I think it will be interesting to actually participate in, and we'll see how it works out. There's also the Tower of Insolence, which if you're a longtime fan, you'll know what this is. This also idolizes the real-time dungeon system, so I was talking about that earlier, and this is also going to be a timed sort of ladder system, so I think that's going to be pretty cool as well. All in all, there's a lot of other things that Lineage Eternal will have, but as we have seen throughout the past couple of years, a lot is going to change, a lot has changed. And until we get to play or see more footage from the upcoming first closed beta phase, more is probably going to change. With a lot of people slightly frustrated with how long NCSoft is taking, I'm actually kind of glad that they're taking their time and not just throwing out a product. You know, you don't see an artist just throw out their picture as quickly as they possibly can. They like to get all the details together, make it immersive, and make it great. Same thing with a musician. They're not just gonna throw out their content. Everything that's creative takes time, and when it's done, it'll come out, you know? Unfortunately, with this industry, as you take more time to develop, that's spending more money, and unfortunately, these companies want to make money. So that's kind of where a lot of people find problems with games that are taking too long, and I actually think NCSoft's doing a good thing with really developing their craft. Another product that seems to be on most people's upcoming list is Lost Ark. So, how will Lost Ark shape up against Lineage Eternal? Well, I'm not sure, because Lost Ark really is an exciting title as well, coming from Smilegate, and I actually made a video regarding Lost Ark's hype on my channel, so if you want to check that one out, I highly suggest you do. As far as Lineage Eternal's hype, well, it's kind of hard to place or say where it's going to be once it's released, but from what we have seen recently, it's kind of really shaping up to be a great game that's going to implement some rather cool systems. Now, I know a lot of people were overlooking it because of Lost Ark. The only thing I can say to those people or anyone, don't count Lineage Eternal out, because of course, both Lost Ark and Lineage Eternal have a lot to live up to, so hopefully they both can deliver some separate but really cool different experiences, and fresh ones at that. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, always helps to leave some feedback, stuff like that, and I want to know if you guys are looking forward to Lineage Eternal. Do you think it's gonna live up to the hype that it's built up in the past couple of years? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.